was a founding group of alumni in 1922 who felt that there was a need for a Jewish presence on campus. While there was no real organization, they had a rabbi who was here so that he could talk to the youngsters that may have problems.
When I was at Barnard, Jewish life was primarily very individual.
Jewish office operated out of a relatively small office, and the programming was inherently limited.
Every single meeting activity that we had to book a room at the university.
But as the Jewish student population grew, the best thing that we could possibly do would be to find a building, or to build a building.
The decision to create a home was not difficult to come by. The location and the principal funding was. And Bob Kraft came down to the basement of Earl Hall, the Baubles as we used to call them, where the Jewish office was, and he stuck his head in. He said to me, "This is it?"
You know, when I attended Columbia in the early 60s, there was no Hillel, and I used to go to services in the bottom of the church there. That was really an impetus to try to find a way to build a Hillel on campus.
Bob Kraft and Arthur Salzberger, they agreed that they would each give $5 million. It was an uplift to everybody. We went from 500 square feet to 18,000 square feet.
It allows us a place for the students to congregate. It allows us to give classes of all different levels, services for all the different levels of observance. It's an absolute dream.
The last 10 years have really been transformative in terms of the effect of the Jewish presence on campus because of this building.
And now it's a place that's magical with over 40 student groups, over 25, 30 programs every single week, reaching out to over 1,500 undergraduate Jewish students and a couple of thousand other graduate students.
Bottom up, the diversity of the Jewish organizations that Carrie and Simon and the rest of the staff work with has proven out the Hillel notion that you abet the ambitions of kids instead of telling them what they should do.
Day in and day out, they come to Kraft looking for a home, looking for life-changing experiences.
The university is a very special time when kids are meeting, when they're exploring ideas, when they're exploring their identity, and Hillel is a really grounding presence and a home, a real home.
There's Torah there, there's people there, there's joy.
I think that's extremely important for people to have a house where they can walk into and know that whatever they want is there.
You need a place which is unquestionably yours.
It makes you feel, yeah, I'm not alone in this. A lot of people are like me. And it's very important for young people to feel that there are lots of other people like me.
Everybody comes to college looking for a community, and I have been extremely lucky that I had that community from the moment I walked in here.
The Kraft Center is not just a magnet for people, but it really is a resource that the likes of which we really couldn't even have imagined 25 years ago.
This building is definitely a spiritual center for me, a social center for me, and also a place where I'm developing leadership skills.
Parents of students who choose to come to Barnard or Columbia for their college education know that their children have the opportunity to have a world-class secular education and at the same time have available a tremendous range and wealth of Jewish life.
The programming that we offer represents the diversity of the Jewish experience.
We have over 40 student groups, so there's really just room for anyone to get involved in Jewish life in any way they want.
We have Reform kids, we have Orthodox kids, conservative kids, Ashkenazim, Sephardim. We're all passionate about the same things. We're all passionate about Jewish life on campus.
I kind of live and breathe Israel, and as soon as I actually started showing up in this building, I immediately was drawn to the different Israel programming that Hillel already provided and what niche I could fill.
My Jewishness felt very much tied to my synagogue in Cleveland, Ohio, and I wasn't really sure where it was going to go. After coming a couple times, it began to feel very welcoming, and from there, I guess the ball just kept rolling. I joined Community Task Force. And over winter break, I went to Israel on birthright with Columbia Barnard Hillel, which was unbelievable.
There are ways and paths into being Jewish that are all authentic, and being Jewish here at Columbia Barnard Hillel is celebrated no matter where you come from or where you're going.
In a world where people are taking extreme positions and not having enough dialogue and building relationships, the Kraft Center at Columbia helps to build bridges between different communities.
It's provided a forum for discussion and dialogue on issues of religious and cross-cultural significance.
It's a fundamental Jewish value that we have embraced from the very, very beginning of the organization. The Kraft Clothing Pantry was created in the basement of this place, which embodies that Jewish value that we are here in order to help others.
We come to school here, we take classes in history or chemistry or biology or math, and we're being trained to do whatever it is we'll do someday. But I think maybe the most important training we receive here as students in the Columbia Barnard Hillel is as Jewish leaders.
We have a wonderful staff who we work very closely with, but here on campus we make everything happen, and that's very unique to our Hillel.
The students have really set their own destiny and have set their own path, and we give them the tools to do that, and they run with it.
Learning from students from so many different backgrounds who are coming together to build a single Jewish community here on the college campus, it's an invaluable experience.
We're, future day school presidents, future sisterhood and men's club presidents. We're really receiving an unbelievable education here on this campus and in this Hillel to take on those leadership roles.
We are the future, and by becoming leaders here on campus, we then have the ability to lead our future generations for years to come.
It's a great moment here 10 years after the beginning of this, and I'm very proud of it.
The building and the center really has allowed us to grow and grow, but we really need to continue that vibrancy, and we need to continue to expand the support that we get within the community, and hopefully the next 10 years will be even greater.
The only thing at this point that's holding us back is really the financial part of it. If we have more money, we can do more programs, and hopefully if we can do more programs, we can attract even more of the students on campus.
I am proud of Columbia Hillel, and I've contributed in the past and will continue to do so in the future.
I couldn't imagine Jewish life on campus without the Kraft Center. Like, I don't even know what it would look like. Where would we go? Where would we do our stuff?
Columbia Barnard Hillel is the place that I spend most of my time on campus.
The Columbia Barnard Hillel is a place where I have learned to become a Jewish leader.
It's a place where the staff is like your family.
It's where I have formed my Jewish identity.
Columbia Barnard Hillel is spiritually uplifting.
Columbia Barnard Hillel is my second home.
And a place of comfort where my friends are on campus.
Columbia Barnard Hillel is chicken soup for my soul.
My one-stop shop for Jewish women.
The Columbia Barnard Hillel incubates Jewish leaders, instills Jewish values, and inspires Jewish life.
It's worth every minute of my time.
Columbia Barnard Hillel is where I spend most of my waking hours.
Where I learn.
Where I come to celebrate Shabbat.
A place I'm very proud to support.
Here you're not only affecting individual Jewish lives, you're modeling pluralistic, futuristic Jewish community. And those people who've experienced it from a paradigm will go out into the world as Columbia alumni and create those communities themselves. An investment in Columbia students is undoubtedly an investment in the future of the Jewish people.